Hello, welcome once again to Lehto's Law. I'm Steve Lehto. We've all seen the TV commercial where the talking pig driving a car hands his phone to a police officer to show him the proof of insurance therein. And in many states, that's allowed. Also in Canada, it's allowed in many places. And so the question is, should you do that or should you carry a paper copy of your insurance? And by the way, registration's next. Many states, including Michigan, allow you to have the registration in electronic form on your smartphone. So in theory, police officer pulls you over, says, I want to see your driver's license, proof of insurance, and registration. You could hand him your driver's license and your smartphone, which I would not advise you to do, but we'll get to that. Jim sent me an article written by Jason Cheer out of the Globe and Mail out of Canada, and says, if my insurance info is on my phone, will I still need a paper backup? And Ontario recently allowed people to carry the proof of insurance electronically on their phones. But he says, since you could face a $50 fine if you don't or can't show it, you might want to carry a paper copy just in case, because things could go wrong. You lost your phone run out of power, things of that nature. This month, Ontario joined Alberta, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland in allowing insurance companies to offer electronic proof of insurance for drivers who don't want to keep the paper in their glove box or their wallet. In Quebec, where the laws don't specify that proof must be on paper, insurance companies are planning to offer e-cards according to the Ministry of Public Safety. All the provinces let you choose between an e-card and a paper version. You can also choose to keep both in your car if you so choose. In Ontario, there's a 1-year phase-in period, so if you choose an e-card, you'll still get the paper version as insurance companies iron out the bugs in their apps, which again is another reason you might want a paper copy, because things can go wonky with your phone. Have you ever had your phone do something goofy? And as you and I both know, what are the odds that it'll do something goofy just at the moment you need it the most? In the United States, e-cards are legal in all 50 states and D.C., and none of them require a paper backup, according to Alex Hageli with the Property Casualty Insurers Association of America. But there were some legislators who proposed that in the early days we would require them to keep the paper just in case, but we pushed back because that would defeat the whole purpose of an e-card. Of course, if you want paper, your insurer is required to provide it to you. And I, get my insurance renewed, and I looking at it online, goes, do you want a copy? So I hit yes, print, and I print out a copy, and I have paper copies. Could I do the e-card if I wanted to? Yeah, but I don't want to. Some companies allow you to save your e-card to your phone's wallet, so it's there even if you don't have a signal, as long as your phone is charged and with you. But Jason points out there's some things beyond technical difficulties. For instance, in Canada, there's nothing that bans police officers from poking through your phone while they're looking at your insurance card. Now, Michigan and many states that have these laws say that you must display the information to the officer. And Michigan's law says that the officer can ask to see the phone and look at it, and if necessary, go to a different spot to get a better look at it. Once the phone is in their hands, they're not supposed to go through other apps. But they're not supposed to. While the rules will require insurance companies to make sure you can lock your phone before showing your card, it's up to you to actually lock your phone. Instead, there need to be clear rules that ban officers from going through your phone, says Brenda McPhail, director of the Privacy Technology and Surveillance Project with the Civil Liberties Association of Canada. Other jurisdictions have rules around what the police can and can't do. We need a clause that says that presentation of proof of insurance on the phone does not allow consent to other information. So, of course, the bigger question is, what happens if you get pulled over anywhere? Ontario, America, Michigan, Ohio, at different states, and let's say they allow you to hand your phone to the officer. There's my proof of insurance, right? Okay, so you hand the thing to the phone to the officer, and while you hand it to him, a text pops up. Oh, I'm sure the officer's going to quickly shield it and say, excuse me, a text popped up. I don't want to look at it. Here, you take care of it, and then I'll hand it back when you're done. Okay. But I can also tell you that in my life, I have a lot of cool photographs on my phone. So I'll often be someplace, and they'll say, oh, do you have pictures of Milo and Wolfie, other than the two that are on your shirt? And I'll say, yeah, there's a picture of Milo. And I hold my phone up like this, and I always make a point to hold it back so people don't reach for it. So what happens is people reach for the phone and they instinctively go, oh, and they go, hey, who's that goofy looking guy? And so I'm a person who likes to keep things of mine that are private private. And the idea that you're going to put the information on your phone so you can be a cutting edge person using high, falutin technology. And you're going to take your smartphone and hand it to a police officer who's allowed to walk off with it because he's not going to look at the other apps on your phone. I think you have more faith in humanity and in law enforcement than I do. Okay. So I will tell you that until they pry the paper from my cold, dead hands, I'm going to carry a paper version of a registration and a paper version of my proof of insurance. And when a police officer pulls me over and says, "Can I have those two documents?" I'm going to reach in my wallet after asking, telling him I'm doing that. And I'm going to hand him 2 pieces of paper. And if it's a millennial officer and he raises his eyebrow at me and goes, "Grandpa, what's with the paper?" I'm going to look at the guy and go, "What can I tell you? I'm old school." I don't want the guy digging through my phone, and I don't care what you say. The rules are lock your phone. What if he drops your phone? What if he drops your phone? Oops. He drops my registration proof of insurance onto the ground. I don't care. He'll pick them up, hand them back to me soggy. I'll go back to my office. I'll print new ones. He drops your phone. Oops. Hands it back to you. You say, "Oh, the officer dropped my phone." He says, "No, I didn't." So there's all kinds of things that can go wrong handing your phone to a police officer. And I don't care if you think that's cutting edge, okay? It's not cutting edge, it's stupid. So I will continue till the day I stop driving at the ripe age of 98. I'm going to be one of those old guys who drives fast. At the ripe old age of 98, I'm going to continue using paper proofs and paper registration. And until they literally pass a law that says you're not allowed to use paper. Paper's been banned. Paper doesn't exist anymore because we long since clear cut the whole planet and there's nothing to make it out of anymore. Okay, all the paper, pulp, and wood material in the world is either in buildings or landfills. Okay. Until that day comes, I will have a paper registration and a paper proof. And that's what I'm going to hand to the police officers when they pull me over from time to time, which they seem to do. But not more often than the average person. But I digress. And by the way, that's a tactical flashlight right there. Okay? In case you're curious. And I feel bad. I did a video the other day about mail I'd received, including this beautiful shirt, a few other shirts, and a bunch of other stuff. And I dropped a package on the floor. I had so much stuff on my desk, I dropped a package on the floor. And I came in here to clean up the mess, and I found this package underneath it all that one of them I hadn't opened. And it was a tactical flashlight. And he says, "Steve, I hope you know how much you are loved and appreciated. And you're going to love this flashlight. It's tactical. It'll go with your tactical pants." So I got that from Kurt. Thank you very much for passing it along. I feel bad that I missed it the first time around, but I got it now. But again, if you have the right to use an electronic registration, an electronic proof of insurance, feel free to do so. But I'd be careful, especially if it means handing it over to a police officer. If you're comfortable with that, knock yourself out. I'm not. Maybe I've done too many videos about the police. But there you go. That's the issue with the electronic registration, electronic proof of insurance. Questions or comments, put them below. Otherwise, talk to you later. Bye-bye.